Hey everybody, how we doing out there this afternoon? This is Doc Severson with ReadySetCrypto, and today is Wednesday, the 14th of June in 2023. We just had a Fed meeting, and the Fed decided to pause. However, they said 2 more hikes this year, and I think the market had only priced in 1, so there's a little bit of a panic reaction at the beginning. It seems to be that they have pretty much covered that, though. So we'll see what happens. A lot of times we'll see an opposite move the next day after that. This affects everything across the financial sphere. All right, let's take a look. I'm going to park myself down at the bottom here, look at a couple of charts, and I'm going to welcome you guys on board. Let me know where you're coming in from today, right? So let me know where you are located, and let me know, more importantly, what you would like me to bring up on the screen and take a look. So anything is fair game today. It does not have to be crypto. If you want to look at some stocks, that's cool. If you want to look at some currencies, go see if I can find them. But primarily, we're going to be looking at crypto here for the next few minutes. So definitely, we're going to be closing down by the top of the hour, if not before that. Depends on how many questions I get and what kind of interaction. So, hey, Jack is coming in from Sydney. Hey, Jack, welcome aboard. This is the US dollar index, which has been down the last couple of weeks, which does help risk assets. And it's also below the 200-day moving average in green, which is interesting. So this is, it's been on its way lower since last fall. All right. Lock him up, Gary Gensler. Greetings from Norway. Oil and gas AS. Hey, Ken, good to see you. I have ancestors over there somewhere. I don't know where from, what town and what part of. So I'll have to check into that someday. Okay. Oil and gas AS. I'm not sure if you're asking for a stock or anything like that, but I'll see if that's out there. Probably not what you're looking for. All right. All right. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Let's take a look at BTC. Let's take a look at BTC. Oh, the oil and gas Arctic Circle. All right, so there we go. I hope it's warming up there. You're probably getting to the point where it's you have sunlight 24 hours a day. Okay, so this is BTC. BTC has been in this consolidation now for a couple of months. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. This is not necessarily a bad thing because from the move off the bottom, it's been an extremely strong move off the bottom. We need to consolidate. And yeah, 24-hour sun, cool. We need to consolidate. And what I'm looking for is for a monthly, we need to set up a monthly higher low, which is going to lead to our next move higher from here, right? So if we don't get that, this has the possibility of just being another random run-of-the-mill monthly lower high, just like this one was. So this one lower high, this one came along, boom, straight up. This could just be a bear market rally. We don't know. I think it's different. I think the way the price is moving is different. This seems to be very, very different for me. But this is really almost a 2-coin market right now. This is not really, altcoins have taken it on the chin recently with the whole Gensler thing. Hey, Maff, thanks for checking in from Seattle. Outstanding. Didn't we talk about Anacortes, I think? We talked about Anacortes and Dad's Diner. Yeah, we were, Charlie and I were there a few years ago. We went up through University of Washington. We checked out the Boys in the Boat, boat locker, stuff like that, and then kept on heading north up to Friday Harbor. Gary fired? Oh, that would be too good. That would be too good. Yeah, I don't know that that's going to happen. I think he's got well-placed friends, but anything could happen today. All right, let's see. What else did you guys want to? Yeah, beautiful part of the country, definitely. Yeah, it was cool. I remember that trip really well. We went up to Friday Harbor, and then we just drove straight down 5. And there's something really magic about seeing. It's not Lawson. It's Mount Shasta from the backside, from the north side, is actually really, really cool. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum is kind of the same thing. It's got the same looking here. It's a lower high setting up on the monthly chart. Okay, so we have a couple of requests here. Now, XRP is really interesting because this one has some potential. And a lot of this has been based on the fact that they may be close to the lawsuit being finished. So what I'm watching here is that 55, 56 is like a third rail. So this is a big rounded base pattern here, big rounded base. And from a big rounded base, typically your measured move is going to be the depth of that. So it's about 20 cents. So this should break from here up to maybe 75 when it does. Now it's got to have big time volume, and something's going to have to change. Like the lawsuit gets thrown out or something like that. Something fundamental is going to have to change to get this to break through, because every time this has tried to break through, the volume has not been enough. It's almost like if you're shooting a rocket off, you've got to get a certain escape velocity. Otherwise, the pull of the atmosphere will just make it bend back down again. That's almost the same thing that's happening here. You've got to shoot it off with such a strong velocity that the bears get crushed. They have to cover, and then that adds to the demand at that point. Okay, so I love the setup. It's actually one of the better looking setups right now, but I don't know what it's going to take to get it above 55. Okay, so that's XRP for MAF. Let's take a look. Hey, Ratty, we're going to look at Binance Coin. Binance Coin is in trouble right now. But it's been through the FUD. It's been through the FUD. So this is like a big bear flag setting up here, almost a head and shoulders too as well. Just a big bear flag. So watch this neckline for this. So it's going to be roughly anywhere from 200 up to 240 or so. We'd like to ideally see that hold, and to change this polarity, it's going to have to break over 350 to wipe this out. Oh, yeah, just a couple of congressmen filed the SEC Stabilization Act to get rid of Gary Gensler, but that doesn't mean anything because it's going to have to pass the House, and then it's going to have to get past the Senate, and then be signed by the president to go into law, and he's got some well-connected goons within there, which is probably going to prevent that. So this is nothing more than a soundbite. It's nothing more than a soundbite. You know, until you have control of the House, the Senate, the presidency, nothing gets really done in a divided government like this. So, yeah, it sends him a message, but Gensler's the type of operator that he honestly just does not give a crap what people think about him, because I think he's taken his orders from the top, and they want to get rid of crypto in the United States because they want to shove a central bank digital currency down everybody's throat. That's what they want to do so they can control things. They must be looking at China and saying, oh, that social credit score looks really cool. Can you imagine a central bank digital currency going to buy some gas, and all of a sudden your ESG score isn't high enough? So, we see that you'd like to buy some gasoline. Well, it looks like you bought too much this month to be consistent with your ESG score. So we're going to deny this transaction. Sorry. Go back and charge your EV and then use that. So that's the kind of crap that we could see being pulled on this. I'm seeing this in a lot of other countries too, just with what was it? Somewhere in England, was it Bath or Oxford, where they were going to prevent you from driving in a certain area of town? I know in London they already have congestion laws that you get fined serious bucks, quid, if you're caught driving in a certain area. You can drive in there, but they're going to charge you a ton for it. So that's the type of monkey business that we are trying to fight off right now. So anyway, Binance Coin doesn't look good because of the SEC lawsuit. Those things have a way of working out over time. It is going to be literally years before this thing will ever see the light of day. So there is going to be a little bit of a pall cast over it, but it's going to be years before this will ever go to court. So it's more of just a positioning thing by Gensler. All right, so that's for Ratty. Okay, Ken. So Ken bought a little bit more. Let's see what ADA. Cardano's gotten pretty well beat up too. So yeah, you can buy down here, but you have to have a super long time frame for your purchases. If you're buying in a downtrend, you have to have super long term. There is actually, let me show you guys something. There is, I'm creating what's called the One Bitcoin Club. And it's about how to stack sats to get yourself one Bitcoin. And so you could use these same principles on everything. So acceleration, so a lot of it's going to be based on dollar cost averaging, but there's also acceleration of gains via technical buys. So when we have Bollinger Band signals, you can see Bollinger Band signals like in a downtrend. These are not necessarily good. Just because you're buying doesn't necessarily mean you're lowering your cost basis, but so is the price. So it's working against what you're trying to accomplish. So typically what I'm saying to people is, either expand the time frame out to something like a weekly chart and look for specific signals in a weekly chart, or what you can do is you can go to, wait for an uptrend. So here's RSI signals in a downtrend versus an uptrend. If you have an uptrend, buying signals in an uptrend are obviously more impactful, at least immediately. But it depends on what you're trying to accomplish, right? So here's signals in a downtrend, which can be good. But make sure that you're setting it up with some type of criteria if you're going to be trading on the dips, right? So don't just buy because it's a dip, because what is low can go much, much lower. Okay. Anybody else have any requests or any other coins that you want to take a look at? Right now, the SEC has declared war against altcoins because they consider them a security. So if they fail the Howey test, they're going to be claimed a security, and the SEC is going to come after you if you're not doing the right reporting. Okay, let's look at MAF. MAF is one, and look at BTBT. So we're going to look at that one. That is a mining stock. BTBT, that one looks pretty good. Is that Bit Digital? Looks pretty good for right now. This is a pretty ugly trend, though. And this mirrors crypto. You might notice that it mirrors crypto, right? That makes sense. But it's come strong off the bottom, which is good. So just keep in mind that that's still a downtrend, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it roll down again. Have you guys seen some of these AI stocks like NVIDIA? Just incredible. Look at that move just today. Like, this thing has just gone ballistic today. And even AMD is just killer. I was really surprised to see Intel today. Intel making a move. Okay, let's get back to crypto. So let's see, Tyler. Hey, Tyler. Let's go look at VeChain for you. I know I got it down here somewhere. Okay, VeChain has had some tough times here. So if we look out at the weekly chart, we see weekly chart, this thing has just been, beat up since the end of 21, VeChain, and now we're hitting new lows for this. So I definitely would not be trying to acquire this one until it turns around and starts to go higher. But that's just me, right? What news did you miss? Why the AI stock news? Oh, I mean, there's no news. I'm just bringing up, Lewis, I'm just bringing up some of the charts that are just going ballistic these days. So that, to some degree, these AI stocks are taking some of the oxygen out of the room for crypto, because, crypto was the new thing, the kid on the block and all that stuff, and Bitcoin and everything. And all of a sudden, AI has just come along recently. Although it's been out there for a long time, but all of a sudden it's just gotten on the public consciousness. All right, so let's see. Willicky, Chainlink. Let's see, Chainlink. Okay. Well, I don't know how interesting it is. It's definitely at the bottom of the current range that it's been in since it's down at the bottom of the range that it's been in since over a year ago. So that is down near 5-ish. And so we've seen a little bit of buying. So I don't know how interesting this is, buying off the bottom. But, that's an extreme value point. It depends on your view on Chainlink right now. So I'm just assuming more of the same, more of this, false enforcement from the SEC as the United States tries to purge itself of crypto so they can clear the way for a CBDC, or a central bank digital currency. It's insanity. So some of the candidates that are out there for 24, which is like DeSantis and RFK Jr., are like no CBDCs. So that's actually good. Actually, let's see if I can pronounce his name, Vivek Ramaswamy is also anti-CBDC. So some of the candidates are at least raising the issue that not on my watch. So even if they don't necessarily get elected, at least they raise the public consciousness that it's something that people should not be falling for. Chris Christie, I have no idea what his stance on Christie's good for an argument. I don't know if he has any chance of. So let's see, render token on Coinbase. Where's render on Coinbase? There we go. Render on Coinbase. Not a bad looking chart. Not a bad looking chart. Finding some support at the anchored VWAP, which is the bottom, which represents the higher low from March. So it's holding support at the anchored VWAP here. And it's very important that it does hold that as support. If it loses this as support, it's going to run down to the next one and the uptrend is over. The uptrend is over. So yeah, I don't think Harris even knows how to spell CBDC. Hey, Lewis. Okay, sure. Uniswap. Let's take a look at Uniswap. Okay. Everything that is known about a coin is reflected in the price. So it's certainly bouncing off the bottom here. If you think that there's great value in this going forward in the future, you got a cheap price for it here. So Uniswap, I don't know if Uniswap is on one of Gensler's banned list of 67 coins. I don't recall if it is or not. if they consider it to be a security, which needs to be re-registered and all that stuff. But it's up 6% today, just simply because it's retested the lows from back a year ago and seems to be moving higher. So watch this. Watch how this handles some of the moving averages. Watch how this handles the anchored VWAPs as dynamic resistance. And that will be your key. But yeah, it could be coming off the lows there. But typically, again, we've had a lot of experience with this in crypto, like following things in downtrends over the last 6 years. And generally, you want to stay high and dry of things in downtrends. You want to wait until they transition to uptrends. Okay. Hey guys, that's all I've got for today. So I'm going to bid you adieu for a Wednesday. Thanks for checking it out. And don't forget to go check out readysetcrypto.ONE, readysetcrypto.ONE, if you're looking for any kind of signals or any kind of assistance or help through your crypto journey. Okay. All right, so Doc Severson is out for this week. I will see you guys next week. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care.